Hey Body Buds, I'm kristyjo. As many of you know, we talk about the Power Foods lifestyle here. The Power Foods lifestyle is an umbrella term for taking a bunch of really important principles about food, nutrition, our longevity, healing, and helping us feel optimal and putting them in the right strategy for you. Because we're all different, we're all unique, and that's very, very important. So I'm here to talk about a very critical missing variable in so many meal plans. As I'm on the interweb, I'm on social media, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I'm friends, with a lot of other people who also do meal plans, who do nutrition and fitness advice, and that's fantastic, and I love all these people. So nothing I say is a knock against other people. My whole point in sharing this with you is to give you an idea of what you need in your life to be super successful in reaching those health goals. And that missing variable, you may hate this, you may love this, I don't know. I'm gonna need your comments because you may hate what I'm about to say. But I believe a huge reason people do not succeed in reaching their goals is because they do not follow the same meal plan for a full week before changing it up. Yes, too many meal plans. Change things up, have a different meal for breakfast every single day, a different meal for lunch every single day. And I'm gonna argue today why that is an absolute mistake, not only for your psychology, your budget, your time, but also for your body. Okay? So that's the missing variable. I was just sitting here going through my challenge, my keto challenge, that I just got all these pages printed, and it's beautiful and glorious, and I love seeing what I've been able to create. Phase 1, 2, and 3 is all here. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I printed it all in color, and I'm sitting here going through it, and I'm considering and thinking about all those who've been through this challenge so far. And what is the absolute variable that consistently comes through when people achieve 10 pounds plus lost in 28 days? They stick to the meal plan 90% plus, 90% to 100%. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? I can't go a day without it. It's my trademark. So that's what brings this up, okay? So I took down a few notes to make sure I cover some important points with you guys. Number one, let's talk about some of the reasons. Like, I get you want change, and I get that you need variety. As we go through our lives, sometimes we are so bored. Sometimes we are so frustrated in our lives and the monotony of how we spend our time that food becomes our way of expressing freedom, of expressing different things to look forward to. And that, understandably, and with a great deal of empathy, I want to say I totally get that. And so sometimes when we're working for a different outcome, though, we're trying to make changes in our health, we're trying to feel better, which will hopefully change the way we feel about that monotony, whether it's a different attitude in our life or whether it's we make the critical changes we know we need to enjoy our lives more. Sometimes that's the time, sometimes it's not. That all comes from getting to those health goals. So much of our mood, so much of the way we view our lives, our attitude is based upon the foods we put in our bodies and the way we feel about our health. So why not go through this process of getting that right instead of simply coping with, food and flavors and variety and just running the cycle over and over and over, which again, a great deal of empathy here because I get it. Jenny says, meal planning and keeping it simple helps me stick with it long enough to succeed. Yes, Jenny, that's exactly what I'm saying here. Perfect. And I love that you shared that. So here's a few reasons why I really believe on a logical level it's important to stick to the same meal plan for a full week. Number one, you will spend less in the grocery store. Case closed. You will have less wasted food left over in the refrigerator, the pantry. Usually the way that all these meals are in this challenge, it's mostly stuff you're going to put in the fridge because it's fresh, it's real, it's from nature. If we have things that are sitting on the shelves and we can have it there for months and months and months, most of the time, the first thing that comes to my mind is like almond butter and natural peanut butter. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Nuts, seeds, they last a little bit longer. But most of our produce, most of our really wholesome grass-fed beef, our salmon, things like that, those are not going to keep that long. Of course, you can freeze them. That's fine. But as a rule of thumb, you're not going to have too much left over because you actually utilized it to the bare bottom as you go through the week. In our house, Nothing gets thrown out. You want to know what that last bottom of the barrel fridge looks like? Stir fry. Every last vegetable, every last complex carb that was cooked, every last piece of meat gets put in a huge skillet with some olive oil, some coconut oil, some delicious seasonings, and put some avocado on that when you're done, and boom, you have an amazing meal. And you can trick people coming over for dinner into thinking you made this gourmet meal just for them when you were just cleaning out your fridge. And that's pretty powerful. So the grocery store, you'll save money. You won't waste food. Next one, it's easier food prep. If you are creating, how many of you guys have actually food prepped? Give me like, I want to know, because Jenny, I know you have. If you have actually gone through a food prep with the intent to continue strategic eating, you know that if you have too much variety and you can't bulk prep meals, you're going to be in the kitchen for a very long time. And that is no fun. That is no fun for anyone, myself included, who loves to be in the kitchen. Okay? So you will minimize your food prep time. Now, if you are someone who is home all day with nothing to do, first of all, come to Earth where the rest of us live. No, you're very fortunate if that's your case. Most of us, I think, are not in that situation. And so we need to optimize our time. We need to get stuff done. I do intend to put a quick bulk prep video out on my Instagram TV later today. If you guys want it posted here on Facebook, make sure you let me know, because sometimes Instagram sees stuff you guys don't see, and sometimes Instagram doesn't see what you guys see. So if you want to see that bulk food prep video, make sure you let me know that you want it here. So my next argument here is less thinking. Now, so this is more the psychological value. If you are sitting there, you're like, hey, my breakfast, here's an example, okay? So if I was a person going through my challenge, let's say week 2, I give you the macro breakdown, the calories, the protein, the carbs, the fats, etc. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't want that breakfast. So I'm gonna have to plug in all my other foods into my Fitness Pal to see what the remaining values is, because I don't break it down per meal for that very reason, because I don't want you changing things up, and I'll explain the physiological advantage to that in a minute. Everything I do is for strategy to get you results, because I've seen a lot and I've seen people progress, I've seen people not progress, and I know what works. So everything I do, if you were to study the way, if you've been in my challenges, you'll figure that out. Lisa says, please post it here. Great, thanks. That's exactly what I needed to hear to put it here, so thanks. Okay, so what I'm saying is you have to really get down into the nitty gritty. So let's say I was able to factor out that I had a 1,500 calorie plan for a female to lose weight, and my protein was around 100 grams. And anyway, I was able to factor in that my breakfast needed to be like 20 grams of protein, and let's say we were doing keto, so it needed to be under 5 grams of carbs, and I needed to get like 15 to 20 grams of fat. Well, maybe that would be fun for me, but let's say I have 15 minutes before I need to leave for work. Do I feel a little bit of stress? Do I feel a little bit of anxiety trying to think and not worry about doing things wrong? Which then if I go into the day thinking, did I screw things up? Like, did I eat too much? Did that go overboard? Did that plug in? And then you worry, oh no, did I throw the entire plan off? And then you worry, oh, if I threw the entire plan off, am I going to reach my weigh-in goal at the end of this week or this challenge or this month? The combobulation that happens in your head when you're thinking too much will cause enough stress. That's where people break. That's where people are like, this is just too much work. This is too hard for me. I can't take the stress right now. So right now, losing weight or getting healthy or just feeling better is not on my agenda, because we associate too much thinking and trivializing, like, no, that's the wrong word. Take that back. Not trivializing. Just trying to manage all the minutia of it. We try to take that all on. What I'm saying is, here at Power Foods Lifestyle, I try to be the person that takes that on for you and says, no, just follow this, just do it, so you can have trust in that. There's so much to the psychological need to reduce anxiety and stress and just follow the plan to get you the results. Yes, there is a time where you need to be thinking on your own, spreading those wings so you can fly. Power Foods Lifestyle, the whole intent, whether we go a diet approach, which phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is to get you to a place where then you can maintain, or whether you're starting already healthy and you just want to optimize, like whatever your story is, The whole intent is to get you flying on your own sustainably with principles in the back of your mind, but naturally, organically making choices that feel good to you without too much structure, other than good habits that you've developed along the path. Does that make sense? All right, Jenny says, easy does it. Keep it simple. Fist bump. Lisa, I struggle with trying to keep calories, carbs, and sodium all under at or what's recommended. So Lisa, for you, that would be something that it sounds like you're obviously tracking, and trying to be aware of what you're doing, which is a fantastic job. Just the awareness factor, you've already, topped out, I'd say, half the American population who's not choosing to be aware. So great job there. But as far as optimizing that, sometimes it is as simple as getting an actual plan that you can follow and trust, seeing the patterns. It's all about recognizing patterns. So people who do my challenges, they start to observe because it's all spelled out, right? It's all spelled out. And then they're like, oh, well, I see there's a pattern here. And the learning comes through that observation, especially after doing one. Most people do more than one of my phases. And so the whole intent is do phase 1, 2, 3. I can't count. I just showed you 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3. And so that, again, it's recognizing the pattern. So then you're like, oh, I realize where those errors were and some of the food choices. And again, error, maybe that's even too strong a word to choose to use. But if you have an outcome goal and you're trying to keep data, again, so much of our food is just pure data. If you choose to view it that way, I choose to view it that way because it takes the emotion out and you get to results faster when you take the emotion out. And a lot of us need that extra help to take the emotion out. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. So let's just kind of wrap this up. The physiological value of sticking to the meals. Think of it like this. If you were teaching a child how to count coins and you were using just pennies and nickels initially, and they started to master, they're like, hey, I can recognize that's 1 cent and that's 5 cents, and they're adding things up and they're feeling really good, and then all of a sudden you throw in a dime and they're like, wait, that just I have to totally reanalyze this now. And then you take out the dime and then you're like, and here's a quarter, and then you take that out and then you're like, and here's a peso. You have to go through the exchange rate to figure out how to add your money up. That's kind of what we're doing to our body. When it's trying so hard to adapt, our bodies are very adaptable, but we need to make it easier for them. If you are constantly changing up the food sources, even if your macros are the same, you will not, this is anecdotal, I have 0 evidence or journals to cite for this. This is completely anecdotal. What I have observed, you will not achieve results or weight loss or health management or healing as fast as if you would stick to the same plan. Again, everything in life comes to seasons. I don't believe everyone is in a season to be doing an aggressive approach, but you know when the time's right for that. You know when it's time to focus, you know when it's time to dial in, and you know when it's time not to be dialed in. I just finished 3 months of not being dialed in as I got through my first trimester, and I can tell you I'm an expert at now not caring and learning not to care when I know all these things. But now I'm feeling great. Guess what? If you guys follow my pregnancy account, you'll see I have an accountability book now that I make. Do I track macros? Do I track calories? No. But I want to see that my proteins, my carbs, my veggies, my fats, how much is coming in data. I want data because you know what's interesting? Based on my data from yesterday and how many power foods I got, I've already seen that I need to do better and that I wanted to do better because I wanted to beat that number. So I've already had more power food sources than I did yesterday because I was aware. And it's incredible what happens. So anyway, my whole point of this message, I hope I've convinced you that if you are in a state to make change, sticking to your meal plan for 7 days is the most preferred way, logically, psychologically, maybe logically wasn't the best word. I'm the queen of not using the right word. What's the right word, you guys? Let's blame pregnancy brain. Is that really a thing or is that just an excuse? What do you think? I totally lost my train of thought now. But anyway, I hope you get it. Don't change your meals up too frequently if you're trying to create change in your life, in your body. Teach your body like a child. Be consistent with it. Be kind to it, but be firm. Okay, so our next challenge opens up for enrollment Thursday. All phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 are open for enrollment on Thursday. You do not have to do phase 1 before you do phase 2. You do not have to do phase 2 before phase 3, but make sure you read my information so you know the point and the digestive reasons, a lot of the gut bacteria reasons that going through a phase 1 is important for you. Aubrey says it's 100% a thing. Haha. Okay, Aubrey's also pregnant, so she's allowed to say that to me, and I'm gonna believe her because we're going through this together. Okay, great. All right, you guys, it's been fun chatting with you. I will work on that bulk food prep video. And though it won't cover everything under the sun, it'll cover some basics that I use that's realistic. And I hope it helps you guys. So check that out later. If you're not following on Instagram, make sure you are at BODBUDS, BODBUDS, so you don't miss anything that the Facebook family sometimes doesn't see. So have a fantastic day. Remember, your brain is very powerful. You decide how much of life you absorb. You decide how much you're present for. You decide how much you get to choose your attitude. I had to do an attitude check just in the past week, and it was really important. I took myself on a little date, and Nate was out doing something else, and I said, you know, I did the medicine wheel that I did for you guys a few days ago. If you missed that, go back to that Facebook Live, and I did it. And you know what? My attitude kind of came in at a low score, lower than I think I've ever seen it in my life. And I attribute a lot of that to the pregnancy thing, and it's kind of a hard new experience for me. I'm learning to love it, but it's been interesting is the right word for it. But you know what? Ever since I looked at that and was like, no, it's a choice. Change your attitude. Knock it off. You're better than that. Stop being a little pansy face and pick your life up. Let's go. Pick your attitude up. You choose how you go about your day. And you know, I have had some fantastic days in a row, and it's been remarkable, and I'm just super grateful for that. So someone shut me up. Okay, we're gonna end this round. Okay, I love you guys. Get after it. Power your body, 1 meal, 1 workout, 1 day at a time.